Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Say Less Basketball Podcast. You're currently listening to this week's episode, January 16th. I believe this is, we were off for a little bit here, but we're back. There's a lot to talk about with MVP race and everything, so we're going to get right into it. But welcome to episode 46. I'm excited to be back. First thing off the wrap is that the MVP race has been really hot. There's a lot of heated debates on, various analysts have debating it. Durant has also been listed as out for the next 4 weeks at least, I think. And Steph has had a little bit of a slump. So his MVP chances have gone down, but others have gone up. Jokic is certainly a front runner for the MVP. A lot of people are saying Embiid and Giannis as well. DeMar DeRozan, obviously, but the Bulls have had 2 bad losses recently, so there's some thought there. But your thoughts, gentlemen? Who is in the lead now, or who can win the MVP? Who has the best chance to win the MVP race now that Durant is out and Steph is struggling? Who do you think is dominating the most?
Durant's going to be out. Steph can't shoot the ball. DeRozan lost Levine and like half the starters. So it's just Giannis and Jokic probably the top 2 according to a lot of people. But I think Embiid should get some love. I think he should be top 3 right now.
I think Embiid
especially
should.
Since they're winning right now, and he's the main reason they're winning, and he scored like 9 straight games with 30 points. So I called it a couple weeks ago, but I think he's officially put a stamp on it now.
Will?
So what?
Yeah, Jokic. You mean Jokic?
Jokic or Giannis or Embiid? Like
I think Jokic and Embiid should be top 2, but Giannis is apparently number 1 in NBA.com, and I don't understand why, but it's whatever.
Giannis is averaging for everyone here. Giannis is averaging 28.5 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Jokic is averaging 25 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists. Joel Embiid is averaging 27.1 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. And then
team standings.
Yep, they're all in the playoffs, but obviously the Nuggets are like the 6th seed, I think. Last time I checked, the Bucks are the 4 seed, and the Sixers are the 5 seed. So that's that, and then obviously KD and Steph are doing their thing and averaging. I think KD is averaging 29, 7, and 6, and then Steph is kind of out of the race here for a bit now, but DeMar is averaging 26, 5, and 4. So, do you guys think it matters? Or Will, do you think so? Who are you picking right now, Will? Who do you think has the best chance right now with KD out?
I kind of agree that Giannis is going to win it, or at least is the front runner. I picked who did I pick at the beginning of the year? I picked Steph. I personally made some transactions regarding Embiid winning the MVP because I think he should have a chance. But really, recently, I've been on the Ja Morant train.
Ooh.
I know that he's gonna possibly more than likely gonna win Most Improved. Mohamed hates this. I think Ja deserves some love for the MVP. This man has. I mean, there's a realistic chance that somehow the Grizzlies could sneak into the top 3 seeds in the West. Considering they're not healthy as it is, and somehow they're still doing what they're doing.
Very true.
I think Ja the problem with Ja is going to be his stats aren't going to scream out at you because they're such a well-rounded team, and so they're too well-rounded for him to kind of put up the numbers that Giannis or Jokic are going to put up. So I don't think he has any realistic chance to win the MVP. I think he deserves some consideration. I mean, KD and Steph being out, that's throws everything in a loop right there.
It's anyone's game right now, really.
Yeah, it potentially gives James Harden a chance to make noise as an MVP candidate. That would be quite the come up because I don't even think he's like top 10 right now. But theoretically, if he were to really go off here with Kyrie only playing away games, I think James Harden could make some noise.
Yeah.
Yoke deserves some love. I mean, there was something I saw, something I was thinking about last night. This is totally off topic, but I was like, man, the NFL playoffs start, and the Lakers still suck, as they just got annihilated by the Nuggets, absolutely annihilated, and the Nuggets don't even have Jamal Murray. So that's off topic, but realistically, it's going to be Giannis.
Yeah, some people are saying LeBron deserves MVP credit too because.
Oh no.
I just wanted to see your reaction to that.
Winning needs to matter for something. It just has to matter a little. You can't not be in the playoffs, bro.
The Lakers are in the playoffs, so they're 7th seed.
They're the 7th seed right now.
Yep.
They're really the 7th seed. Don't they have a losing record though?
They do. They're 21-22.
Yeah, I thought the West was stacked. Come on. Oh my God, that's terrible.
So at what point do you guys think it matters the winning? Do you think that they should be in the top 4, the 5, 6? Is it as long as they make the playoffs? I don't know. It's always debated. It was debated last year for sure, with Steph, barely outside and the Warriors barely in the bubble in the play-in. And a lot of people said, including myself, that he should win the MVP. And then Jokic had a great season, and the Nuggets were high seeded, and he won it. So do you think they need to be in the playoffs? Do you think they need to be? And then there's the whole Westbrook situation when he won it. And they were the 6th seed, I think, when he averaged a triple double. But again, that was, the triple double season, and that was like unheard of. So that's why he won it most likely. But do you guys think where do you think the playoffs and the winning matters? Because it matters to a certain point, but should it matter to how much should it matter?
I'm starting to come off my top 3 seed thing a little bit. What do you think? You got a comment? You got something to say?
I was saying this last week, so no.
Because of my John Morant thing. Because I just believe that man is just unbelievable, and they're not a top 3 seed right now. So maybe they'll get there. But winning does matter. That's the reason that Steph Curry doesn't get the MVP last year. It's just how it is.
Yep.
It's a fact. It's the same reason that Giannis is going to be number 1 right now. If you have
as a 4th seed, okay,
as a 4th seed,
you have 2 players putting up ridiculous numbers. And one of them has a higher seed. The person with the higher seed is going to win the MVP. That's fact.
Can someone look up? Can someone look up where the Bucks and the Sixers are exactly in the East?
I got it. Right here. Okay, the Bucks are the 4 seed. They are 27-18. And then, but everyone else in the one.
No, just Sixers. What is the Sixers record?
Sixers are 25-17, and they are the 5 seed. The Bucks are 27-18 and the 4 seed.
Okay. So you telling me the Bucks that have Middleton, Holiday, compared to the Sixers who haven't had Ben Simmons all year, are only 2 games behind the Bucks?
I'm gonna just
yes,
say
yes, that is correct.
Have you seen how Chris Middleton has played this year?
It don't matter. He's still decent enough to help them win something. I'm just saying, him being on the floor is a benefit than Ben Simmons not being at all. Tobias Harris. Who's better, Tobias Harris or Chris
Tobias
Middleton?
is essentially the equivalent of Middleton.
No, he's not.
Middleton is
Middleton's
better.
way better.
Middleton is
been
better.
Trash this year.
Middleton is way better. Way better. It doesn't matter with Middleton. We can talk about
this.
Drew Holiday, who's been having a great year too.
Huh?
We can talk about Drew Holiday too.
Drew Holiday?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing that the team may be more well-rounded, but they're winning more. So Giannis will
2 games.
lead the race.
2 games. And he's the 4th seed. So how is he leading the race?
This is right now. In what, 40 more games, whatever.
Chris Middleton is averaging 19 points per game this season. And who are we saying? We're saying Tobias. Tobias is averaging 18 points this season.
Middleton's a way better defender. He's a better playmaker. So Tobias is just a scorer and a good rebounder. Barely good rebounder. I'm just saying criteria changes every year. 1 year is about winning. 1 year is about great numbers. 1 year is about how much help he has. So this year, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Giannis got, way better team than Embiid and Jokic for sure. And he's a 4th seed. Barely has more wins than both of them. But apparently he's just shooting up to number 1. Why? Because he's putting up great numbers?
Tobias is also shooting 46, and Middleton is shooting 43% from the field this year.
That's a part of Middleton that's been trash.
Has been trash, yeah.
Middleton's a shooter. Tobias Harris drives a lot, so of course he'll go for second.
So you think Embiid should be higher? You think Embiid should be the front runner?
Embiid should at least be 2 or 1 right now.
Ahead of Giannis.
Yeah.
But not Jokic.
He's done more.
More than Jokic, and
he's doing more with less than Giannis.
You can argue that, yeah. You can argue that for sure, yeah.
Jokic?
You could say Jokic. You should say Jokic could be the front runner for the whole year. He hasn't had Jamal Murray. MPJ was playing like trash before he went out for the season, and then Aaron Gordon hasn't been as much help. Who on that team is a consistent 20-point scorer? At least done something else to contribute. Nobody else. Just saying. Sounds like an MVP to me. Wasn't that LeBron's argument for the past 10 years? Oh, he does everything on the team.
That's the argument this year.
That's always LeBron's argument.
Yeah.
Literal argument for LeBron.
Got to keep the same energy.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel that. And
I don't even like him. I don't even like Embiid. I don't really care about Jokic, but I'm just caping for them right now because, that's what I do for people who I think has been underdogs.
Mm-hmm. Jokic has definitely been an underdog, and so has Embiid this season. I remember the head coach of the Nuggets said this year that Jokic is the most disrespected reigning MVP of all time.
That's actually D-Rose, but that's another conversation.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, so I guess we're all saying, as long as they're winning and they're making the playoffs and if they're putting up really good numbers like Jokic and Embiid are right now, and they don't have a lot of help, right? If they don't have a lot of help, if they don't have a lot of help and they're pushing their team into the playoffs, then they definitely should get MVP consideration.
If they want to put out they should just put out a Offensive Player of the Year type award.
That's a good idea.
This would be like most outstanding player or just best player this year, and then have MVP be something else.
They should, because they have a defensive player.
Yeah.
So MVP is just so narrative driven.
That's what I'm saying. It's every year the media just changes what the criteria is. It doesn't make sense.
It's the only reason LeBron will have any chance, because I actually think LeBron will creep up in the MVP race this year. I really do. I think for sure he'll be top 5 without question. I think
if he gets if AD comes back and they start winning, when AD comes back, no.
Maybe he shouldn't, but he will. It's LeBron, dude. He's always somehow in the top 5 in voting. But I'm looking at the Nuggets roster, bro. If the Nuggets can pull a top 4 seed somehow, Jokic is the MVP without question. This roster is awful. This team is terrible. Outside of Jokic, I mean,
Aaron Gordon doesn't know how to score 20 points consistently. Will Barton's in and out the lineup.
Will Barton can't stay healthy. That man, I mean, outside of
what's
Will
his name?
Barton, they don't
Jeff
have a
Green.
single player on
Jeff
that
Green's too old for you to around him the whole year. Monte Morris is not really put up 20 points every game.
This is
Jermichael
why
Green's a shooter, so we don't know. And then what's his name? Who's that? The Spanish guy?
Frank Campanzano or something.
Yeah, him.
Campazzo, right? Campazzo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a good player. They're all decent players.
All
It's just
right.
that they're not consistent.
They don't score.
Nope.
Jokic legitimately might average more points per game than like everybody on their team combined, outside of Aaron Gordon and Will Barton. He might. I don't know if it's true.
It's ridiculous.
They have, yeah. But now that I'm looking at it right now, Jokic is 25 points per game, and the next highest after him is Barton with 15.
Good Lord.
Like Kyrie, bro.
He doesn't have a Middleton or a Tobias that can.
And Will, you're right. If KD goes out and Kyrie's still part time, James Harden has to be over. I'll put James Harden over Giannis.
Well, that remains to be seen because he has to do that now. Like if in the next 6
he's gonna put up numbers as long as he wins. I think he should be top 3. If they're gonna shoot up Giannis 5 spots just out of nowhere for 1 week, then they should do the same thing with James Harden. I'm just saying.
That's literally what I was just about to say. I was gonna say that's why Harden deserves some love.
I think Kyrie might deserve. Kyrie can't deserve any love, but I don't know. I think Kyrie will come back and put up better numbers than Harden during this stretch.
What's better numbers? Because he's not taking over the the PG role. He's just gonna be scoring.
I think he's gonna be scoring higher.
Obviously, I know. If KD's out, then Harden's gonna have to just playmake more.
He's gonna do playmaking, yeah.
Well, this will be a good test for Harden because the Nets roster is just without KD, Harden, and Kyrie.
The Nets roster might be low-key worse than the Nuggets. Not gonna lie.
That's literally what I was just
look at the Nets
like,
too.
Man, dude, you got Aldridge, you got Milton. I mean, you got some guys that can play.
They don't play Aldridge. Claxton is all right. Nothing special. Patty Mills is, he can put up 5 threes one game. The next game he can put up only 1 or 2. Burberry, whatever his name is. I think I pronounced that wrong, but he's just a decent defender.
DeAndre Bembry, I think.
Bembry, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Call him Burberry.
Bro, just imagine if the Nets didn't have Harden and KD was hurt.
Yeah, they'd be kind of screwed here because they have
they would literally fall out of the playoff race.
So no, they wouldn't. You talking about KD?
So? What?
KD could take over playmaking roles. He knows how to pass.
No, I said they don't have Harden. If they lose Harden and KD's out, they're gonna fall out of the playoff race unless Kyrie decides to play every game. Even with Kyrie the whole time.
There's some rumors that he's just gonna play the rest of the season at home because they're gonna get like $1,000 fine or whatever, and it's gonna be like $180,000 at the end of the season if he plays all the home games. So, I mean, that's pocket change in terms of an NBA franchise. So he might just.
Oh wow!
Something, yeah. They're not gonna get.
I actually heard the league prevented that.
Oh, they did, really?
I heard something. I don't know if it's true, but it's just funny to me that if they set up a rule like that and Kyrie said okay, or the Nets and Kyrie said okay, we'll just pay the money. They said actually no, we don't want you to pay the money. You can't. Like, how are you gonna do that?
Yeah, that's not good.
That's funny.
That's unethical.
Because the whole time it was like, oh, it's not the league's fault. It's just the state rules, and then the league has rules of their own, and now they're gonna switch it up just because it's Kyrie. It's funny.
That's facts.
That's funny. It's real funny, man. Paying Kyrie is a bad guy. Sure.
Oh, pain.
Okay. Just trying to keep the Kyrie agenda going. It's crazy. Free Kyrie is all I'm gonna say.
Free Kyrie, all right. Yeah. For the Nets, I'm looking at the points per games averages because we were just looking at it for the other teams too. KD is averaging 29. Harden is averaging 22. In the 3 games that Kyrie has played, he's averaging 17.7 points.
Doesn't count.
and then that's already the third highest points per game in only 3 games. After him on the team, after him it's Patty Mills, averaging 13. LaMarcus is 13,
Oh my goodness.
and then Joe Harris is 11. That's not.
So that's like almost
That's not
equivalent of what the Nuggets.
that's not bad if you have a big three together, but if you
Yeah.
have KD out
Yeah.
and Kyrie playing part time, oh Lord.
They giving you 13.
You
As
better
a
hope
starter?
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Giving you
You better
13 as
hope
a starter?
LaMarcus starts playing like he's in Portland or something, because golly,
Oh
that's
man.
that's tragic,
Patty Mills starts playing like Game 6. Patty Mills.
right?
Patty Mills and Joe Harris are both playing 30 minutes a game.
Joe Harris is still out too, right?
What?
Is he still out? That's a good question.
Joe Harris.
Yeah, he's still
I
out.
don't know.
Yeah.
It's so irrelevant. It doesn't feel like it even matters.
Yeah, he is.
They could use him right now. So
He is out.
They could use him right now and then miss him in the playoffs. And by miss him, I mean like Shannon Sharp missed me with that kind of.
Harris is going to resume. Steve Nash said last Monday that Harris will resume on-court work and activities. So I guess he's working his way back, but he's still out.
The Nets' issues are going to dig deeper than just at the surface, like KD being out for 6 weeks, because Kevin Durant, KD's had serious. Obviously, he had the Achilles, right, and then he got hurt a little last year, right. There is no way when he gets back they're going to play him. First of all, he was playing 40 minutes a game.
He's playing 36.5 minutes a game right now.
He had a lot of
this whole
games where
season.
he's playing like 40, upwards of 40.
Yep.
Bro, when he comes back, they're gonna take it easy. So they better hope Harden and Kyrie can
for real
kind of carry the load, because I mean they're gonna be in big trouble no matter what. This is why I like the Bulls' chances this year, bro. I really like.
Harden is playing 37 a game.
Bulls got their own problems right now.
Right now.
Speaking of, that's a great transition. That's a great transition, Mohammed. Speaking of the Bulls, they've had 2 pretty bad losses recently. They lost to the Nets and the Warriors. Got blown out.
Bad loss against the Celtics last night.
And a bad loss against the Celtics. Yep. But they still sit as are they still the 1 seed? I believe they are. Yes, they are still the 1 seed in the East. They are 27-14. The Nets are the 2 seed, and then 27-15. So the Bulls are 6. The Bulls are 6-4 in their last 10, and then there's obviously that 3-game losing streak. So, who do you think is to blame? Who do you think, is it injuries? Is it Vucevic? Is it a lot of people have criticized Vucevic that he isn't playing as well as he should right now. What do you think the Bulls' main issue here? There's a lot of talk about that they need an actual big man down low to play solid defense. We lost Patrick Williams for the year, and that's kind of been a topic of debate this whole season for the Bulls. So what do you think, guys? Who's to blame for the Bulls' losses? What can they learn from these 3 losses and moving forward in the future as well?
The players are to blame.
Mm-hmm.
The Nets game, really, it was a tight game through 3 quarters, and the Nets went berserk in the 4th, or at least the second half, I should say. But the Warriors loss, really was just effort. The Warriors just dissected them on offense and defense, just made them look like high schoolers. And it's just effort, dude. It's just like when you watch the games, it's like sometimes they look like they don't care, which I don't understand. And they came out against the Celtics yesterday, and they put out effort. They were losing most of the game, and then the 4th quarter came, and they made a little comeback, and then they blew a 5-point lead in the last minute, which is just terrible. It was stupid. It was bad shots, and their defense is so overrated right now, dude. And I don't know if that's because Javante and Caruso are out, but it's real bad, dude. It's just, if you watch the games, the way people score on them is just, it looks so easy. It's just a simple pick and roll, and then that person drives to the basket, or they take a mid-range shot. The 3-point defending is so bad. I don't understand how you run a small ball lineup and you can't even close out on 3-point shots, dude. That doesn't make sense. That's all I gotta say. Stupid. It's ridiculous.
Zach, before I hand it off to you, you said something that triggered a thought of mine.
We'll put the microphone up here.
Oh yeah, is that Mohammed? You said something that made me think of. Triggered a thought of mine. I can't even remember. Um.
They're struggling
Oh,
though. Yeah.
so obviously missing Zach Levine's hurting. Well, gonna be hurt. It's gonna hurt now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, injuries for
But
sure. Yeah.
injuries. Bullets seem to have that issue always. I just don't get it. Why can they just never have a team that doesn't have a ton of injuries all the time? It feels like the key players. I just I don't get it. But obviously they're lacking some size. I don't think that solves all of their issues right now. Um, I really don't. I like Mohamed spoke to. They got some other things to deal with, but they should make it a priority to go out and find some size to get
At the
bigger.
trade deadline, not this summer. See how this team is. No, they need to do it now.
Yes. Well, because the Bulls should look at this as an opportunity. The Nets are injury riddled.
Mm-hmm.
They have
That's what I'm saying.
drama within the organization. The Bucks have looked a little worse this year. I still consider the Bucks a serious title contender, but whatever. They haven't looked great. Sixers got a Ben Simmons problem. Um, who else am I forgetting? The Heat. I mean, you could say what you want about the Heat, but they should
Mm-hmm.
look at this as an opportunity to maybe not make the finals, maybe not to win the finals, whatever. But they should look at it as a great test year to see, hey, what can we be when we're at our best? Um, and maybe we have a great chance to accomplish a championship. Because you certainly have to think if the East is a little more not dramatized, I guess, if there's no Kyrie or Ben Simmons issues, you got to think that the Nets are probably running the East and the Sixers are right there with them.
Yeah.
So the Bulls just got to look at this as a chance to just capitalize. You got to capitalize on your opportunities. I mean, like think about what the Suns and the Bucks did last year. I mean, ultimately, you could call it a fluke championship, but they stayed healthy. They did it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's how it happens. I mean, that ultimately that might be what decides who wins in like football this year or in basketball. That just might be how it is. So you got to take what you can when you can. And the Bulls, they just got to. Oh my God, bro.
Do they have such a good opportunity to increase the gap between them and the first and second seed? Because they had the bad loss to the Nets, so then they came in on Friday against the Warriors, who were without Clay and Draymond, and they played the Bucks the night before. So they're on a back to back, and they just get blown out like that. It just does not make sense. And the Bulls had an extra rest day compared to the Warriors. It's just, and then the Bucks lost yesterday. The Nets obviously had a loss against OKC,
That was
and
awful. That was
I
horrible.
think the Heat. I think the Heat lost to the Sixers yesterday. So it's like you have all these teams behind under you that lost a couple games, and you had a better opportunity to win the last three games, and they just didn't. So now the Nets only one game behind, but they lost KD. So I guess maybe that's a good thing for the Bulls. Not a good thing in general. I'm not trying to say anything bad about injuries, obviously.
Yeah, but you got to take an opportunity or take advantage of the opportunity when it comes with the injuries.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
Facts.
obviously they've had injuries too, but Zach Levine. Oh wait, no, he got injured against the Warriors. Never mind. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Bulls should be well rounded enough to be able to overcome the injuries. But like you said, there's other things at play. Like it's not just injury. It's how you're it's literally how you're playing. The
Dude,
Bulls
their
have always
rebounding is
been
so bad, dude. And I'm not talking about numbers wise, but if you just watch the rebounding, it's so bad, bro. It's so bad.
Yep.
yeah.
They gotta trade
That's
for.
true.
I'm not even saying like a superstar at four, just someone available. Anybody that's available that's athletic, tall, and can defend and grab boards. Because Vooch be getting handled by he be getting handled by guys like Rudy Gobert. Then he be getting handled by like Isaiah Stewart at the same time. So it's like anybody just handles that man. So
It's barbecue chicken.
for real,
Mouse
mouse
in
to
the
mouse
house.
all the time.
Yeah. The same mouse in the house.
I don't even want to think
That's
about
how it's phrased. Yeah. Um, just for quick reference here, so the Bulls, Lonzo Ball was out last game, I think. And they have Levine Caruso. Derek Jones Jr. is also out. So all those guys
Javante
are
Green.
out. Devontae Green. So they play the Grizzlies next on Monday,
Oh Lord.
and then they play the Cavs and then the Bucks.
Oh my God, dude, those are might be on the 6 game losing streak.
And
That's gonna be
then
tough.
then after though they do play the Magic, Thunder, and Raptors, so we might be able to pick it up then. But
Raptors are decent.
yeah, the Raptors
Doesn't
are
Raptors
it
are
decent.
doesn't
underrated.
matter if they don't
Yeah,
win the big game. You have to
big
beat the
games.
teams that are going to be in the playoffs to move anywhere.
Yep. I don't know if they can beat the Grizzlies are hot too. The Grizzlies are 9-1 in their last 10. They just lost recently though, but uh, John Morant's been tweeting about the Grizzlies a lot. Stop doubting on us. Um, but that's the Bulls. We'll see what happens. You know, the injuries are really tough, but just having everyone healthy would be nice. But they like I agree with you guys though. This is a big opportunity for them to capitalize on the injuries or the opportunities around the league that are available. So we'll see what happens. They're injured themselves, but we're gonna move on here to the next topic. We're hitting at like a half an hour right now, boys. So I'm just letting you know. But um, recently, Steph Curry went on GQ. I don't know if you guys know this. There's that actually me segment or whatever when the
Yeah,
celebrities go on and then they like answer questions on the internet,
undercover.
undercover
Hmm.
on the internet, right? So he went on that and he said that somebody asked online, some fan or whatever asked, do you think that the 2017 Warriors would be able to beat the 96 Bulls? And he said, absolutely. You know, obviously he's going to be confident about it. I don't think he's not going to, put his tail between his legs and say no. So he said
Hmm.
absolutely, and he said also that the Warriors would win in six. So this caused a lot of spark around the league, a lot of debate. Will has some stern comments about this. I know. When he comes back, I'll try to inform him. But, but Mohammed, um, what are your thoughts? Do you think it could happen? Do you think the Warriors could beat
Um,
them?
I think roster wise, I think the Warriors are better. Obviously, I
Mm.
know everybody was saying what depends on what area they play. I think if they play in both eras, it goes 7 games. And I'll probably give it to the Warriors because I think their offense is just gonna be too much for the Bulls. The Bulls are obviously one of that '96 team is one of the best defensive teams of all time. But really, I really think the Warriors I think they pull it off in 7 games. Whether it's in '96 or they play in 2017, it don't matter. One thing I will say though is the one matchup I want to see is Scotty against KD because I think Scotty is one of the few people in terms of just their frame is like one of the best people you can ever put on KD. So I think that should be like the key matchup. But everybody was saying like, oh, Ron Harper and Jordan are gonna give Curry hell. Pippen obviously if they all switch on them.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be interesting to see too. But I think the Warriors are off in 7.
I don't.
Will,
I don't think so.
I know, I
I don't
know,
think it
I know you
matters
don't
what
think
era
so.
either. Especially in the '90s, bro, with hand checking, that's gonna really limit. I mean, playing stuff. Honestly, like just I know they're great shooters. They're gonna do like everybody on these teams is gonna get theirs. I'm not saying that won't happen. Like you're gonna like Jordan's gonna, KD's gonna score. It doesn't matter what era. Steph, KD.
All right, if that happens, then obviously the Bulls might lose because I mean, other than Jordan, who's gonna put up 25?
But that's
Because
not how they're
if
gonna
Kate
win.
if KD's okay,
They're gonna win from their defense because you know that team, that '96 team, defensively was so unbelievable. Teams literally, and I know everybody loves to say the talent nowadays is so much better than back then. Like players, but act like they couldn't play basketball back then. Teams were actually having trouble getting past half court against the Bulls. Okay, I don't care. They were still NBA players, all right? Those were still professional players. Um, I just don't. First of all, the defensively the Bulls were so. I mean, they were so good, dude. Pippen, Rodman, Harper, Jordan, right there. Four of the best defenders of all time. right there. They're gonna at least bother. And first of all, bro, I think they low-key might put Jordan on KD just out of just
I think
to
Rodman.
rattle him
I
up,
think
bro. Because
Rodman's going on KD.
talk the talk to KD, bro, and Jordan would be in that man's head. I don't know. Historically, that hasn't really worked with KD. Usually, I actually think he plays better, but I just think that would be hilarious. Um, Rodman, bro, they don't even bother with Draymond. They literally wouldn't care. They wouldn't do a single thing to Draymond on defense. Um, I just think ultimately the teams are so stacked, both of them. But I honestly think it would come down to things other than skill, like leadership, mentality, clutchness, and I think that edge would go to the Bulls. I don't think it matters what era. To me, obviously the Warriors would have a way better shot in this era than the Bulls. The Bulls would have a better shot to lose. I personally would just give it to the Bulls, man. I can't bet against Jordan, a Jordan led. I just can't do it.
Interesting.
And then historically, one more thing, the teams that really gave Jordan a ton of trouble were physical, elite defensive teams. I don't think the Warriors are that. And I don't mean just Jordan. I mean his team. It's not a one man. He wasn't.
Who's guarding Jordan? Do you think they put Draymond on Jordan, or do you think they put Clay or Iguodala? Actually, Iguodala's.
I honestly don't know. They might do Iggy.
I think Iggy goes on Jordan.
I think I would give Iggy at least a chance too, because
I think Iggy's a good defender. I think he's better defender than Clay. I don't know about Draymond, but I think he's better than Clay.
I just think but he also has the mentality. You have to guard Jordan. You need more than just skill. You need a mentality. That it's not just
That's
about
true.
skill.
That's true.
And I think Iggy would possess that. I'd say Draymond would possess it too.
I think Draymond. I think. Sorry.
They all possess it low key. I think they're all tough minded.
Yeah, I would just say not like I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess Clay is. I just wouldn't give it to him.
I think Clay's tough minded. He's a competitor, so I don't think.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying like I'd give it to Iggy first. So that
yeah.
Offense.
Yeah, true.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, I think I agree. It would be interesting to see. Obviously we'll never know. But it'd be interesting to see how they slow down Jordan. And I think if you got Draymond being versatile and switching around the whole court and guarding Pippen, and then you have Clay on Pippen, while Iggy's doing his thing. Or you could switch off. You could do Clay on Jordan if Iggy isn't on the speed for the night. So I think they have some versatile defenders on their team that they can just switch around on Jordan and Pippen. But if they're playing the 90s, I don't think it's an argument. I think the Bulls are too physically dominant, and Jordan and Pippen and Rodman can all take the beatings, and they can dish out the beatings too to Steph, especially Steph, because he's undersized, and Durant because he's not muscular. So I think they're going to get bodied I think the Warriors would get bodied in the 90s if they're playing in that era. But if they're playing in the era now, I don't know. Steph and KD and Clay can all be popping threes and drawing fouls and getting away with things against Jordan. And Jordan's going to be having fits with the refs the whole game if they're getting their looks, because he's gonna be like, "Why are you calling that a foul?" Or Jordan might get some looks too. I mean, if he was getting some foul calls back in the 90s, he certainly gets some now. So I don't know, but I don't know. I do not know. I honestly do not know who would win in the new era. But the Warriors definitely have a better shot in the new era than they did do in the 90s. So it's interesting.
It'd be interesting to see Jordan against a zone defense.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Or just the Bulls in general, because their spacing is really bad, especially for today's game.
Which matchup, one-on-one matchup, would be most intriguing to you? I know what I would say. But I'm curious.
One-on-one, like one player guarding another player?
Yeah, like just matchup. Like which one would just be most intriguing?
To me, Scotty against KD, because I think Scotty's probably the most I think he's the best defender. Like if you ask one defender, if you ask me like one guy to put on KD to stop him from scoring 1 point, I'd say Scotty. I'd pick Scotty Pippen.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that's a good answer. Will?
I would do Draymond and Rodman.
That would be
Not
so
'cause of
funny.
skill. I just
Entertainment
think
wise, yeah, I understand.
I just think that would be funny, bro. They just be talking so much to each
Someone's
other.
getting ejected for sure, bro.
Somebody's getting
I don't
that.
know. I don't know who, but someone for sure is getting ejected.
Draymond gonna pull out his leg kick, and then Rodman gonna punch him in the face and try and like borderline just kill him or something.
There's gonna be some technical fouls and some accidental elbows.
I swear.
Somebody's
I
gonna
didn't
throw
mean
an
to,
elbow.
ref.
James
My
Harden,
bad.
Meta World Peace elbow for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
And
Bro, that would be so funny.
Oh Lord.
I do want to say though, I forgot. I didn't forget, but I didn't even think like how much the 3-point would play a role in like today's era, because the problem with no matter how good Steph, Ron Harper, or I'm sorry, MJ, Ron Harper, Pippen, Rodman are at defending, it's kind of hard to defend somebody a whole court. And low key, Steph, Clay, and Durant can kind of shoot from not literally half court, but they could get pretty close
Yup.
and have some accuracy. And the problem with the Bulls was the 3-point. Nobody cared. I mean, literally no one. So Jordan averaged almost two attempts for his career? Not quite. He's like 1.8, I think.
Yeah, and the line was closer in their game too. In their era.
So it would play a huge role, and you just, no matter how good you are at defending, bro. I mean, you see the shots Steph makes, bro. He doesn't really need to be open. He just turn around, look at the hoop for half a second, and somehow make it.
Yeah, and same thing
That's
with Clay
that's
too. Clay be just throwing everything up, and then KD's obviously taller than most people, so he just it's pretty
said
unguardable.
it would be interesting to see how the Bulls would play against its own defense. It would be interesting to see how they play against the Warriors' offense with all the screening.
Mm-hmm.
Because
well, I said like their perimeter defenders with Harper, Harper, Pippen, and Jordan, I think are good enough to guard a team like the Warriors.
oh, I do too, but like the screening. So this is what I'm saying is I think that the Bulls would have an advantage over almost every team in the NBA like today because of the fact that those four guys can defend virtually every position. They can switch on anything. The Warriors would not be able to do that. You could switch Iggy and Clay and Draymond, but KD and Steph to an extent would be liabilities on defense, kind of. Who was the Bulls power forward that year? Was it Luke Longley?
Yeah, thing is like it was Rodman. Then but my issue is like I don't think KD and Curry would be what's it called? I think their fatigue against playing defense against them is not going to be a major factor. So, because like as soon as if Jordan's giving up the ball to Ron Harper or Pippen, like I don't think they're going to be doing as much on offense to a point where like someone like KD's going to get tired from defending them or something.
It would just be strength against strength. It would be the Bulls. Whose defense? Whose is better? Is the Warriors' offense better than the Bulls' defense? That's ultimately.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah. It'd be Ron Harper, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Luke Longley as the starting five.
It would be Luke Longley. Okay.
Yeah.
They might have to put in Kukoc. They might have to run their own little
small ball
lineup, small ball lineup.
Kukoc is
underrated.
I was just gonna say that man. Folks forget.
Ron
I know
Harper.
Pippen doesn't.
Steve Kerr was still on the team too, right?
What?
I think Steve Kerr is still on the team.
Oh shoot! Who's the coach for the Warriors? What is he coaching? That's unfair. That's collusion.
They could low key if they want to match the offense. They could put in Kerr and Kukoc for Harper and Longley, and then just like try to outscore the Warriors.
I didn't know the Bulls had Robert Parrish. They had Robert Parrish during this year too.
He was washed.
I know he was big washed, but yeah.
Other
Yeah.
thing that might matter, maybe I don't know how big a role you guys would think it would play, but would be coaching. Because the
Eh,
Bulls have the coaching edge, I would say.
nah.
You know, Mr. Steve Kerr doesn't even coach the team, is potentially a better coach than Phil Jackson.
Well, I think a team
Mm,
like the Warriors doesn't need really good coaching in general.
Maybe because they
Um,
never needed it.
yeah,
Phil is the Zen master.
but Phil
the Zen
Jackson, like,
master.
if
Yep.
they're playing in '96, obviously he has a triangle offense because it works well without zone. But if they're playing in 2017, okay, you have to figure out something other than triangle offense, and then like I don't know, just do I trust him to figure out something out? Then yeah, I do. But at the same time, like I don't know, it'd be interesting.
Definitely would be
So
interesting.
never.
We'll never know though. Yep. Um, so we're into our last topic here. Um, Dwayne Wade recently came out and said that he believes that we will forget about MJ in the GOAT race, similar to how he believes people forgot about Kareem. Um, and I don't know. It's interesting to see how time progresses, but there's a lot of debates between LeBron and MJ right now on all talk shows and sports talk shows across the country. But do you guys think that MJ will be forgotten like Kareem in the future? I don't know. It's an interesting
No,
topic.
no.
Definitely
Did you
not.
watch
Yeah.
what Undisputed Shannon and Skip said about this? They
Yeah,
they that was what they said was the first thing I thought of. I was like, Jordan has a shoe brand. I mean,
Yeah.
not even just a shoe brand; it's a brand. That's gonna live on forever, probably. So
hmm
that's not gonna happen. I understand what Wade was saying, and basically he's just dodging the question. So he wasn't. I don't know if he was giving like a truthful answer. He was just saying it to avoid answering.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because LeBron's his boy, but like he grew up idolizing Jordan, so it's like what pick between the two. Um,
yeah,
so no, they're not gonna forget about Jordan. They're not gonna forget about LeBron. Won't be forgotten either. Like this debate between the two of them will probably go on through our lifetimes
Yeah.
and maybe even further. And then there will be people added into it, you know.
yup,
And he's right. You know, at some point there might be kids that are like, "Hey, Steph, KD, they are the best players ever." You know, at some point, you know, who knows? Maybe like a John Morant or a Luka Doncic. I don't know. Like way down the road, we might get people like that. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
if we got social media, I mean, everything's stored now. In the '80s and '90s, it wasn't.
yup.
So yeah, it sucks because Kareem, low key, might be the best player ever. He might be. I
He
mean,
has a really
some
good
people can
case.
make that argument, but it's
Yup.
just he never got the brand that Jordan got, and usually, as Shannon said, usually people don't get more popular after they retire, but somehow MJ has done that, so
Mm-hmm.
he ain't going
Yeah, Jordan's one of a kind, especially back in his day. Nobody was really like, the brand that he had, nobody else had in terms of basketball players. So it's all about different generations. So obviously, way down the road, like Will said, Giannis, Luca, John Morant, a lot of these guys have good cases to become, a top 10. So, um, but Jordan has his own brand, obviously, right now, and it's still thriving.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll be forgotten.
I agree. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna be forgotten either.
to.
Well,
Dwayne Wade won't be forgotten, bro.
then we won't forget. Yeah. And Kareem
This
isn't.
man himself won't be forgotten.
Kareem hasn't been forgotten either. I mean, he's still.
I mean, not as much, but not a lot of people know about Kareem like that.
That's true.
I think Wade's whole point was Kareem's not in never he's never in the debate, even though
Yeah.
there could be
Even
a
though he
really
probably
strong
has a
argument
better
that he could
resume
be.
than
What?
maybe I was saying maybe like even though he has a better resume than maybe 99% of the
Yeah,
players that
exactly.
played basketball.
Yeah,
Way better
you can make an
resume.
argument he has a better
Yeah.
resume than Jordan
Yeah, you could
And
for
LeBron,
sure.
for
And
sure.
for
LeBron.
sure. LeBron, because
Yeah.
LeBron, I mean, no matter which way you slice it, LeBron's resume just isn't better than Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting there though.
He is getting there because he's
With
gonna
with
demolish him in
with all the numbers
accolades.
he's putting up,
Yeah,
yeah, his accolades in terms of like
in terms of stats, but
Yeah,
maybe not championships. But
it'd be crazy
but
to
Kareem
see.
has 6. That's the thing is like
He has 6 titles, 6 MVPs,
number for
just
number. He just doesn't have
all-time
the
leading
finals.
scorer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he
finals.
has 6 championships. He had 2 of Finals MVPs. And he did it with 2 different teams too. So, damn, Kareem, right, low-key might be the GOAT. Not gonna lie.
There's an
I
argument.
think it's
That's
because he's a big man. That's the problem.
harder to
Ooh,
Remember,
really?
Well, remember how we were talking about I forgot what we were talking about, but you said something about how forwards are kind of like the staple for like your best players these days. Like
Oh
you have to
yeah,
have a good forward.
nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I think the same case could be for the top 10 or whatever, just all-time greats. Usually the top 5 is, a bunch of guards or forwards.
But back
Yeah.
in the old days, the centers were all the action.
Yeah, but even then they don't get the respect. I used to say
Right.
like you could make a top 10 all this from just centers or just big men in general.
Yep.
Bro,
You can't do that. You can't do that for guards or forwards.
No.
In my
the
opinion,
position is loaded when like Hakeem Olajuwon is like
barely top 10.
yeah.
Some people.
Well, I'm talking 5th in centers of all time.
Oh,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe barely top 10 player of all time. That's how you know it's stacked.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
It is
you're
stacked.
comparing. Oh, is Hakeem better than Shaq? What?
You don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's a great debate.
I couldn't answer that. That's
But that's why.
debate.
That's the point. Is like it's so the gap between Shaq and Hakeem might be like this. It might
compared
be
to like
taken
Jordan and shooting guards, or like LeBron and small forwards, is like LeBron, Larry, and KD maybe isn't that a debate? And then that's it. So it's crazy.
That is
It'd be
crazy.
interesting to see because
Tim Duncan.
22, 23 right now, and our top 10 list consists of those guys we just talked about. I wonder when we have like grandkids who's gonna be in the debate.
Would you put Tim Duncan over Hakeem
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
or Shaq?
That's
tough. Yeah, that's tough.
Just off my
Duncan,
first
tough.
reaction,
Duncan, Hakeem, and Shaq,
would be
yeah.
no.
Still
But-
though, that's
The
all
problem
tough.
I don't know,
is his
bro.
resume is way better.
Hakeem was that guy. Hakeem had to
No,
move.
that's
Hakeem gave it to everybody, bro. That's a problem. He gave it to everybody, even Shaq too. Shaq used to say Hakeem was the hardest to guard.
bro,
And
and
Chuck-
the
Chuck- and
argument
Charles
is
Barkley-
always that
oh.
Jordan couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Charles Barkley always says, "Shaq, you're not better than Hakeem Olajuwon. You're not better than Hakeem. You're not better than Hakeem."
I don't know if Shaq liked that.
Oh man,
Shaq don't like. Shaq hates that. Yeah. Yeah. I
It's
don't know.
tough, bro.
That those centers are all really good. You can make a
They're
top.
probably those two are probably gonna be part of the forgotten list in
You could
like
probably
20 years.
You could probably make a top 15 list of all centers. Not even top 10. You could do 15 and expand it to 15.
We should do that. We should do that someday.
Top
Just go down the
15
list.
centers. Yeah.
That's just gonna be a miserable time. Oh, what's the gap between the top 5? Nothing. It's just
Nothing.
I alphabetize them.
Oh my god.
Anybody could put them in any order, and I want to be mad because I'll be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's crazy, man. That's centers are loaded. Centers do not. Yeah, Muhammad's right. The centers do not get enough respect nowadays because it's a forward and guard league. I feel like so.
Well, and look at our MVP list.
Yeah.
Who did we all pretty much have as our top candidates? Power forwards and centers.
You're right though. Yeah.
I mean,
A lot of people aren't ready for that. A lot of people don't like the conversation though to put Jokic and Giannis over KD and Steph, and I think that has to do with the forward and guard things.
If
Yeah.
you can't handle the ball and shoot, that means you can't be good. Shut up.
Well, Jokic is like a 6'3" point guard put into a 7-foot body, so at least he makes it look that way.
Just
Very,
imagine if he was elusive, like, and totally coordinated. Because sometimes I feel like he isn't. But imagine if he had the coordination and like elusiveness of a guard. That man, he legit might be the best player ever. He could just be there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but like you could do the same thing with Giannis. Like if he could shoot like KD.
No, I know you could. Everybody has like you can play that game. Hey,
Yeah.
add this one trait to add Steph's getting LeBron size. Right there, probably the best
It's over.
player. So I
It's
mean,
over. Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a great debate. So maybe future Sinners debate in the future. That'd be dope. But appreciate everybody. This episode. What is this episode? January 16th.
46.
46. Yep. We're up there in the episodes. January. We're coming around the 1 year anniversary of the Say Less Basketball podcast as well.
You know what that means, guys?
What?
It's been a year.
Oh,
That's
it's been a
crazy.
year. Almost been a year.
Time flies.
Indeed.
Getting old over here.
Yeah, it's been a
Guess
crazy.
what? We're in the same boat as we were last year.
Got gray hair starting to come out too. It's crazy.
It's been a long year.
Hair.
Feels like it's been 5 years.
I'm losing my hairline, bro. Like, so I'm starting to get into that process.
Got the head on. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm about to start wearing hats.
I'm not losing
my
my
hair. I do
hair.
work every day. Nobody knows what my hair looks like. They said if you ever show up without a hat, I legitimately might not who you are.
But we appreciate everybody. MVP race, Bulls, Kyrie playing, the Bulls losses, Steph Curry and the Warriors, the Jordan, the Sinners, everything. So we appreciate everybody. It's gonna be an interesting season how this MVP race and everything develops. So keep you in tune on social media. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Linktree in the description as well, to look at everything we got there. So appreciate y'all.
Go Chargers.
Love you.
DeJounte Murray is a top 3 point guard. Maybe just guard in general in the NBA. Just want to let everybody know.
Okay.
He gets respect.